we are going to talk about pop culture. So obviously if we were together, you guys would be teaching me about pop culture, and we would be filling this in together. However, we are not together, and I am not up to date on pop culture, but I will fill in one example so that you can give me more examples on your on your own while you're at home. So the first section asks for a name. So for example, One Direction. Okay, and then it asks who is this person, and obviously that's a group, but they are a pop boy band. Boy bands were all the rage when I was a kid. They kind of made a comeback recently. And then it's what is something he or she has done. So I'm gonna say they, One Direction has a great song called What Makes You Beautiful. I've actually never heard this, but I do know that that is one of their songs. So you're gonna go ahead and fill in the rest of these examples. So try to come up with, famous pop culture icons of your time so that you can educate me about them. So you can fill these in on your own, but we are gonna go ahead now and talk about what an appositive phrase is. So technically when you're doing this column here of who is this person would be an appositive phrase. So an appositive phrase is a noun placed next to another noun to add information to it or identify it. And the phrase always obviously has to have a noun in it, because it is like a whole phrase. For example, a pop boy band, but the noun would be band, okay? And it renames or identifies One Direction. So it tells who they are. Now, when you're actually writing the sentence, you would set it off by commas. So for example, down here they give you what you shouldn't write, which is One Direction is a pop boy band. The band has a great song called What Makes You Beautiful. So that's really wordy. It's a couple of sentences. We can combine that using an appositive phrase and say One Direction, comma, a pop boy band, comma, has a great song called What Makes You Beautiful. Okay, so you're putting that appositive phrase after the initial noun to describe who they are or identify it. Now this practice, the first ones, it says to underline the appositive in each sentence. So number 1 says, Logan's birthday, October 24th, falls close to the Halloween festivities. Now in this section, it's really easy because they've already put the commas in there for you. So you know that anything inside these commas, October 24th, is going to be the appositive. Now, October 24th tells what his birthday is, so it identifies it. So on your own, you're going to go ahead and do that for numbers 2 and 3, but for the next section, the directions say underline the appositive in each section and punctuate the sentence correctly. So number 4 says, Ryan's birthday, March 28th, falls close to Mrs. Gull's birthday, March 11th. Now this is kind of tricky because they actually have given you 2. So first we say it's his birthday, but then they tell when it is, which identifies it. So March 28th is going to be our appositive, but we know that it has to be set apart with commas. So I would put a comma here and a comma here. But then it says Mrs. Gull's birthday, March 11th. So we have another appositive, but since it's at the end of the sentence, we just need 1 comma. Okay, so you'll go ahead and punctuate and underline numbers 5 through 10. And then at the bottom, it says go back and highlight the noun in the appositive phrases above. Remember, a noun is a person, place, or thing. So number 1 says October 24th. I'm going to highlight the noun, which is October. Number 4, March 28th. The noun, which is the person, place, thing, or idea, which March is an idea, and March again. So you're going to highlight those nouns. So don't forget to do that part as well. Now this next section says combine the two sentences using an appositive phrase. Number 1, this upside down house is a building constructed in Germany. It gives people a different perspective on things. So we're going to start out by saying this upside down house, and then it tells what it is, and it is a building constructed in Germany. So I'm going to say, comma, a building constructed in Germany. And then remember, you have to end that with a comma. Gives people a different perspective on things. Okay, so I added the appositive in there that restates what the upside down house is. So you'll do the same thing for number 2. Okay, now for this section, it's just telling you to answer the questions, and then you're going to combine all of the information into one sentence using an appositive phrase. So the first one gives you an example. What's your favorite Dairy Queen treat, and then how often do you eat it? So the example is, I eat my favorite Dairy Queen treat, comma, the Reese Cup Blizzard, comma, once a month. Okay, so you're going to go ahead and fill these in, but don't forget to do numbers 1 and 2 down here, which number 2 is really just making sure that you're punctuating. But number 1 says to go back and highlight your appositive phrases. Okay, so you'll be doing that independently. And that is appositive phrases.